Hey everyone, it's Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics and welcome back to the channel. It's time for another episode of New Arrivals. So we're back here in the marketing department and we're going to see which guitars are our 4 favorite new entries to the store. And as always, you can pick your favorite by leaving a comment down below or vote in the poll in the community side of our YouTube page. Last week we had a beautiful vintage Martin, an OM18 from 1933. It's no surprise that that was the winner of the week. And it's also no surprise that the Ibanez Gem came in last, but I think it's undeserved because it was a really cool guitar. Did you make the photos in the park here?
Yeah.
Beautiful pictures on our Instagram. Go check it out and follow us on Instagram as well. One thing I want to mention, we have a promo going right now. You can see it on the website, a Martin promo. So for every new USA-made Martin guitar, you get a small Martin LX1, it's called small-bodied Martin, for free. So go check out the website and let's dive into these guitars right away. So we're going to start with these 2 cases right here. These are the limited Back to the Future guitars, the ES345s. Some of you may remember that there was like a big launch of these because the movie was like a certain amount of years old. And Gibson made these commemorative ES345s for that movie. Because of course, in Back to the Future, you can see Marty McFly playing a ES345. So we have 2 right here, and these are from last year's release. So let's have a look at this guitar. They look almost exactly the same. They call this a 1955 ES345, and it's a little bit of a joke because the dance scene where you see this guitar was set in 1955, but the guitar that they used, which came from Norman's Rare Guitars, wasn't actually released until 1959. So they still went with the joke and called this a 1955 ES345. Another number that's connected with these is 88, but because there were only 88 made of this limited edition. And that's because in the movie they need to go 88 miles per hour to go Back to the Future. And that's why they only made 88 of these. We have the Custom Buckers Golden Hardware, of course, a Bixby here, Custom Buckers Elnico 3. It is a mono guitar. You do have the Veritone. Another thing that makes this ES345, or actually the ES345 that they used for the movie, because it's like an identical replica, what made that guitar unique, we can see that on the fretboard. Laura, do you notice something?
The one on the 12th fret isn't split.
Yeah, all of these parallelograms are split except for the 12th fret. And as far as I know, this was the only guitar like the one that they used in the movie that had this. So I think that's pretty unique. So we have 2 of them right now, both from last year's release. Let's see, we have serial number 55053 and 55025. And then there's also an Epiphone version of this. So let's grab that as well. There we go. Again, the non-split parallelogram on the 12th fret. Let's put them next to each other. You can definitely see a difference when it comes to the look of this. Of course, this is also aged by the Murphy Lab. This is like completely clean. And while we're talking numbers of these guitars, there were only 1985 made of the Epiphones, and that is because the movie was released in 1985. So there were a lot of special numbers connected to these releases. So with the Epiphone right here, 2 identical Gibson ES345s, 1955, Back to the Futures. I say we're going with this one. So this is serial number 55025. That is our first choice for this new arrivals. Check out a guitar from a brand that we don't see a lot here at the Fellowship. The Tennessee builder Gallagher Guitars. This is a G50. Cool. All right. So we're looking at a G50 by Gallagher Guitars. This one is secondhand from, what was it, 2008? Yes. 2008. So we see a mahogany back and sides with a nice center stripe here. Double bound body, spruce top, looks to be Sitka. It has sort of a guild aesthetic to my eyes. We also know Gallagher Guitars for building guitars for Doc Watson. And Doc Watson's first Gallagher guitar was actually a G50. It's also a D18 style guitar. I'm really charmed by this guitar. I like the sound of this a lot. It doesn't remind me necessarily of like a standard Martin D18 sound. Of course, it has like a mahogany sound tonality to it, but it reminds me of a Santa Cruz that I played a while ago. I really love the lot. It has a really nice and slinky feel as well. It's been a while since I felt this for a guitar. Like I immediately think like I want to buy this, and I think that says something about this. But we're going to try a few more acoustics this round. But like right now, the Gallagher G50 is on top. Another American boutique builder. This time it's Goodall from Sparta. So we're looking at a THR 12 fret slotted headstock guitar. But when I look on the label on the inside, I don't know if you can see this. Might be a little bit difficult. I thought we had another Tennessee luthier here, but it says Kailua Kona, Hawaii. Colin just told me that Goodall also built guitars out of Hawaii for a period, first in California and then moved to Hawaii, and now they're based in Sparta, Tennessee. So this is still one of the Hawaii periods. Nice herringbone along the top. Really love this pickguard as well. You definitely feel like a different bass end response. I talk about this a lot, but like having a 12 fret and moving the sound hole a little bit closer to the middle of the top, you get a different bass end response, which I like a lot. But it was like more nicely tuned on the Gallagher to my ears. But this one also feels really slinky. Maybe it's something in the air today that all acoustics feel really great. Let's check out an old Loudon. Most of the time I really like these old Loudon guitars. This is a Dreadnought, which you don't see from Loudon nowadays. Again, mahogany, one piece, really nice. Mahogany back and sides with a spruce top. So it's just a really nice and like minimalist D18 style guitar. It is hand-built in Ireland, so it also says George Loudon on the inside. We'll figure out exactly the year on this one. It reminds me a bit of also the Japanese Loudons that you sometimes find, but this is made in Ireland. Another D18 style guitar that doesn't really sound like a classic Martin D18, and that is not a bad thing, I think. This is closer to the Gallagher that we first played, and again, it has a slinky feel, so maybe it is to do with the temperature and the humidity. I like the Gallagher slightly more, but both are really playable and have a really nice brightness to them as well, like note separation in the top end. Timon just figured out that this is a Loudon from 1995 because of the label that's on the inside. I think we're going to choose one of the three guitars, and just going by my own personal taste, I'm a really big fan of the Gallagher. So we're going with the G50 Gallagher. third choice will be a LoRa special, because Novo is one of our favorite brands and we got some new Novos in. So I'll grab a few. So we'll start with these two. Let's see what is in this gig bag over here. Whoa. This is what Novo is known for, like opening a gig bag and then being totally like blown away by what you see in terms of the finish and the sparkle and all the custom options. So what do we call this? A Matrix Sparkle Custom. Clearly inspired by the Matrix movie. So if you're a big fan, then know that this is the perfect Novo guitar for you. It's definitely a red pill guitar. The next one is a Dennis Fano signature. And for the people wondering, Dennis Fano, why I'm not talking about Dennis Fano with Novo guitars, it is a brand by Dennis Fano. He first built Fano guitars and now he builds over at Novo. Just to rehash what I just said, every time you open the gig bag, this is what you see. I mean, rainbow, sparkle, gold foil, these knobs. But I have to be serious because these finishes, these extreme finishes, it is not a gimmick because these are all really great sounding and great playing guitar. You can hear it acoustically already. They are really resonant. This is just, it's a really specific choice, but there will be someone out there that will really love this. And I think I have a guitar, I saw a guitar in a photo studio that might be a nice addition to these two. I'll grab it. In terms of body shape, this can really be a nice addition, but this is a vintage guitar. It's a vintage Fender, and this is one of my favorite Fender designs ever. It is a Starcaster from 1975. Have a look at this. A beautiful sunburst, flame maple top, maple neck, really wide frets. Might be original, but might also be a refret later done. String through, we have the wide range humbuckers on the Starcaster, which is a really unique and really lovely sound, designed by Seth Lover to have like a humbucker that Fender would use, but not sounding like a classic humbucker, but still having like a Fender sort of sparkle to them. And then the Starcaster headstock, such a cool design with the swoosh. I'm not quite sure if this was originally also built on a guitar like an extra master volume knob. Maybe this is a later addition. This bridge is also like humongous. All Radiohead fans out there will of course know this, this model for Johnny Greenwood playing a Starcaster a lot of the time. They are such wonderful guitars. Again, this is also a really loud and resonant guitar acoustically, also because it's a semi-hollow, of course. And if you have a closer look at this, it's in really good shape for being from 1975. There's a little bit of crackling in the lacquer going on, but the lacquer is quite thick on these. And it being from 1975, this was the first year of the Starcaster as well. I personally love the natural version of it, and also like the mocha brown. It looks really cool, but the sunburst looks fantastic as well. Then with these three, some pretty out there guitars, not for everyone. This Matrix Sparkle is really cool. This is too much for me personally, but again, there will be someone out there that will really love a Dennis Fano Limited Rainbow Sparkle. But like I said, I think this is one of the coolest guitars that Fender ever made. So we're going with a 1975 Sunburst Fender Starcaster as our third choice. This is a brand new Eastman guitar. This is a slope shoulder dreadnought. An E25SS SB for Sunburst. Wow, what a great looking guitar. So this is their like Southern Jumbo variant with rosewood back and sides. Really nice and dark brown Sunburst. We're all really blown away by the look of this Eastman. It's incredible. It really looks like a vintage Southern Jumbo. Yeah, I really want to try this out. So let's tune it up and play it. I'm also really surprised by the sounds of this E25SS. What a nice and welcome addition to the Eastman lineup. Such a low mid growly voice. Yeah, really cool guitar. Might also be a nice addition to our new rivals this week. Another Eastman, an E15SS. So by the looks of it, this is like the E25 then with dots and mahogany. Maybe?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between the 15 and the 25. In terms of price, it's about 300 euros cheaper than the E25. I like the understated look of the dots only. I think this is also a really cool guitar. Like the see-through pickguard, really classy. Another great sounding Eastman, less low-end growl than the E25, but a little bit more clarity maybe in the upper mid-range on this E15. Wow, shaping up to be a Eastman 4th round, but we'll have a quick look around if we can see anything else interesting. Then a last-minute Collings I will just put here, second-hand one from 2021, a 002H Satin. That is really cool. So we have a 00 size guitar. So this is a 002H herringbone A Adirondack top. Beautiful rosewood back and sides. And the satin finish looks really elegant on this Collings. This hasn't been played since 2021. There is no mark on this whatsoever. Really cool looking guitar. The satin finish, the herringbone, and the diamond inlays. Let's check this one out as well. That will be the last guitar that we feature on this new Arrivals. Completely different than the other two Eastmans. This is way more balanced, like wider sounding, also wider feeling because of the width of the neck. More akin to Martin style guitar building, of course. Sweet sounding guitar, but I am really charmed by these new Eastmans. We feature Collings a lot. They know we love them out there. We don't feature a lot of Eastman. I think the E25SS as a new addition to their lineup. And it being such a great looking and sounding guitar, I think that will be my 4th and final choice for the new Rivals. Alright guys, that was it for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode of New Arrivals, and I hope you've enjoyed the guitars that we've chosen. Quick run through. Back to the Future, ES345, we had a Starcaster 1975, we had a Gallagher G50, and then an Eastman E25SS, like a Southern Jumbo guitar, as the last choice. I think this is a really great lineup. I don't have this a lot with all the New Arrivals, but there are at least there are 3 guitars in this lineup that I want to buy myself. So I hope you do that before I get the chance to. So there is a promotion going on the Martin guitars, like I mentioned at the start. So go check out our website and maybe get a nice and little Martin for free. And yeah, please vote for your favorite. You can leave a comment or vote in the poll in the community side of our YouTube page. And then we'll see you in next week's episode. Bye bye.